Usually when you think of the Southeast, you think of the top players like Jazo, Kola, Esam, Anathema, the crazy people that are usually known from being from Florida and Georgia. And I'd argue that as good as they all are, there are a few more players that just don't get enough recognition out there. They've actually been on the grind, getting a lot better. They just need to show out. And they probably would be considered to be hidden bosses, but lately, I don't think they're that hidden anymore. And I wanted to showcase them here, at least in this video. So first, we're going to be talking about Danny. Danny is a wolf player from Tennessee. He is known as the best player in Tennessee. Him and another person I'm going to bring up later. His wolf is incredible. I've seen him beat a lot of really talented players like Sonito, Jin, and he did okay at DreamHack. You know, he had a pretty good run. I think most people don't know who this player is because he doesn't get that many opportunities to travel, but once he does, he's gonna show how his movement is insane, his pressure is nuts, and he has such a great sense of how he should play defensively that I think it's going to be great to showcase around the world. Now, I feel like, of course, Tennessee is not the most known region, and most people don't really recognize anybody from Tennessee. But with those names that he's beaten, it's honestly like no surprise if he actually does make an upset or two when he has more chances to show out at majors. Next, we're going to be talking about Why Delirious. Now, Why Delirious' Terry is known as the number 2 player in Tennessee, but they swap back and forth, him and Danny, on who's the best player there. Why Delirious has beaten a ton of really good people. He's beaten Teaser, he's beaten, I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's beaten Teaser, Sonito, he has beaten me, he's beaten Murph. He's kind of taken a real good set count against Alabama lately, and his Terry is wild. I'm pretty sure he's one of the people that beat Spargo online against his Byleth, which I find pretty funny. But yeah, he is a crazy good Terry player. It feels like you're constantly suffocated when you play against him. I think one of his greatest feats was late when he beat Moxie and to win a Georgia tournament, and it was nuts because it was like a 6-0 or 6-1, something like that. Another case of he doesn't get that many chances to travel, so he hasn't been able to show out much, but once he does, it's going to be crazy, I swear. The two Tennessee people are just really in need of just more experience in the major scene, more chances to go out there because they are very smart, very meticulous, and have some of the best pressure game that I've ever seen the Southeast have. Moving on to Zerzel. Now, Zerzel is number 2 in Alabama, but honestly, I feel like whenever people talk about Zerzel, they're thinking back to the Cola win. The Cola win was insane. The first time they beat Cola, I feel like they're just one of the best min-mins at fighting Roy in the United States. They've beaten Cola, they've beaten Goblin, they've beaten Jake, they've beaten Teaser, they've beaten so many PGR level players, or PGR players, that it's honestly surprising that no one, there's still people who haven't heard about Zerzel. You know, despite how their Twitter is, and despite how common it is to see people hate on Min, everyone cheers for Zerzel. They make such smart decisions in neutral. They never really overextend that much. They are just so smart when it comes to Min, and I know it's not appreciated enough because people just think, oh, you just need to press arm again to cover yourself and all that stuff. But if you really watch closely, you'll see how safe they are is playing around the other person's neutral extremely intelligently. I think they haven't even had the chance to go to a major to show out how incredible they are, and once they do, I think a crazy run is bound to happen. Now, Min's always susceptible to some weird matchups that may not know, like Jigglypuff or Belmont or something weird like that, although I think they beat Belmont. But yeah, but I think Zerzel just needs that one tournament run. I hope that would be Let's Make Big Moves. I hope they end up going because I think everyone's excited to see how they do at a major. They have such a good regional track record that them at a major is going to be insane. And now we have the best Simon in the world, Yosefu. I think Yosefu is the best player in Mississippi and has been the best player in Mississippi for a long time. He has a crazy Belmont. It feels like you are never safe. And if you feel like you finally got an opening, it was just a trap for him to get a sick combo and now you got clipped. Yosefu is really smart when it comes to Belmont. honestly, I think with T3 Dom doing so well lately, it's been like he's okay. He's the best Belmont in the world, or Squid Plumber. You constantly think of like Squid Plumber, T3 Dom, and those two are like doing very well lately. But Yosefu's Ken win that he got at the last major he went to is nuts. Like beating Ken, like arguably top 15, top 20 player in the world right now, is nuts, and he did it with Belmont. He hasn't had that many chances to travel, as many of the people on this list haven't. But with that as a great start, I think we're going to be seeing way more stuff in 2023. I am very excited to see it because I've always respected Yosefu a lot as a player. He's always done very good in Smash 4. He did really good in Ultimate, and it's just, you know, more chances will show it. I really do think so. Now, this might be a player you recognize because of the Invitational, but this is Jin. Now, I'm not really sure if Kentucky's considered Southeast, but I'm going to consider it because Jin goes to a lot of Southeast regionals and events like that. Really amazing Pyra Mythra. It feels like they hit more Pyra down airs than any other Pyra Mythra I've ever played. Like, they are so smart at trapping players and using the threat of their moves to make people make mistakes and get hit by moves that are really, really silly. I think Jin beating Gact was just enough to be like, whoa, hold up. This guy, who is #1 in Kentucky, by the way, and has been #1 in Kentucky for a while, used to go by Stardust, is crazy. Like, you know, I think that when it comes to being a Pyra Mythra in this meta, that if you're not one of the top 3, people just try to ignore you because like, oh, they're super easy, or oh, they're super broken. But no, there's a reason that the drop off exists. I think Jin is arguably a top 5 one, but not a lot of people just know that yet, and they're going to know. I swear in 2023 they will know who Jin is. And yeah, honestly, I feel like the last person would probably be me if I were to consider hidden bosses. I think I've beaten a lot of great players, beating like Apollo Kage, beating Shiny Mark, Anathema, Jazo. I've had a lot of great track records this year, and I think I just want to say thank you guys for always supporting me. Legitimately, I think that doing this channel has made me more aware of Smash, being able to talk about Smash, being able to talk about players, being able to talk about moves. It's been really, really fun. Now, I've been doing it a little lax lately, but I feel like if I'm going to become the best Mario in the world, or even just a top player, then I'm going to have to do way more. So if you're willing to watch and see that, please make sure to subscribe. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day.